Hey, 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 welcome to the show. You're listening to Positive Mindset for Entrepreneurs. This is the show where you discover how to leverage the power of mindset and build your business faster. Oh, yeah. My name is Dana Wilde. I am your host. If you are ready to train your brain every day, then make sure to subscribe to this channel and you will get updates when we have new videos coming out. Also, get my daily mantra at danawilde.com/mantra, MANTRA. You would love that little jolt of happy in your inbox every day. So in case you didn't notice, as you can see, I'm changing my backdrop. It doesn't look like much now, but stay tuned. Over the weeks, you'll see that there will be some additions added, okay? Today, we are going to discuss how to get more done. You know, we had somebody write in. I'm going to read what they wrote. Dana, the day immediately gets so busy and it seems like it's over before I get started. Can you please tell me how I can get something done? All right. Pretty clear and to the point. Thank you so much. I think many of us have felt this way. So you're not alone, right? Many of us have had that experience where you start the day and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going from this fire to that fire to this distraction to that distraction. And then somebody interrupts you and it's like, okay, what happened? And it can be frustrating if it's happening day after day after day, where you feel like, what am I doing with my time? What is happening with my time? So I want to give you a few tips that are useful just in structuring your day and structuring your time. And then I've got the powerhouse tip at the end. So stay tuned. So the first little story I want to tell you, way back when I was in direct sales. So this is like almost 20 years ago now. I had somebody who was on my team and she was in my first level on my team. And she had a super busy life. She had 3 kids. She was in the PTA. She had the business that she was working with me, the direct sales team. She had a side job. She had all these different things. And what was happening was she was telling herself this story all the time. The idea of, I can't get anything done and I feel guilty. I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing enough. I'm letting everybody down. There's this kind of feeling I'm letting myself down, which is even worse. Like I really feel like I'm not gaining any traction. I'm not doing the important things. I mean, there was just, make it stop, right? All this negative self-talk going on. And finally, she sat down one day and she got a piece of paper and she just asked herself at the top, what would I have to do on any given day in order to feel good about the way I'm running my business? What is the absolute bare minimum thing I would have to do to feel good? And what she made her little list, what it was, and it had to do with reaching out to team members or things like that. And I use this structure for my business too. So to give you an example is, if you ask yourself right now, what is it you're feeling bad about? Like, really, what is it specifically you're feeling bad about? What is the thing you're not doing that you feel bad about? So in my business, I know that if I send an email to the people on my email list, that is a huge task, a huge priority that drives my business forward. It's communicating, it's sharing my message with people who've already opted in. It drives opt-ins for my webinars. It drives sales. It's like probably my number one task is writing that email. Right up there as well would be hosting webinars. These are my money-making methods, email and webinars. And so look at the things in your business that really drive revenue, the things that put you in front of new people and the things that drive revenue with the people that are already existing. And ask yourself, what is the bare minimum thing that if I was doing this thing every day, if I was doing this thing, then I would feel like I'm running a real business. And usually it's not something that takes very long. It's usually one little thing. And this was the case with this person on my team. She identified the couple of little things that would make her feel good. And she started front stacking them. And this is a habit I've done for a long time naturally, and it totally works because here's what happens when you front stack your day. When you say, these are the things that are driving my business, they don't even take that long to do, but I'm going to do this thing. What happens is you get the rest of the day off after that. Like, really think about that for a minute. You have something that's driving the money in your business, the money-making activity that's either getting you in front of new people or converting the people you're already connected to. What is that money-making activity? What if you just did that and nothing else? Well, guess what? You'd have a great business. You would be able to front stack your day, have it done. And if you want, take the rest of the day off and not feel at all guilty or bad or like you're, doing a bad job or you're letting anybody down. Right. So that was the first thing, just like time wise, that helped me when I heard she was having this system that she was doing. I thought, okay, that's really good advice for anybody building a business. The second thing that I think is super easy to do, and if you get in the habit of doing it, it will change your life. And that is keep a list of your accomplishments. So take your phone, take your note-taking app on your phone, and if you prefer paper and pen, take a pad of paper and carry it around with you. And every time you get something done, just make a note. Send an email to followers, right? And, date the date, send an email to followers, carry your little notepad around. You attend a networking meeting, attend a networking meeting. And here's why this sounds silly, right? But you've heard of people who are losing weight, they have to keep a food journal. Well, this is the opposite of that. This is something that's going to make you feel so good about what you're doing. You are going to realize you're doing more than you think you're doing. You're actually probably getting a lot done, but you don't even realize you're doing it. You're probably doing a lot of things that build your business forward, but you're not counting them. Watching this video is a success. You know why? Because when you watch this video, you are training your brain. You're being reminded that mindset is the most important thing. You're getting ideas for how to build your business. You're probably doing a whole lot of things that could be counted on your list of wins or your list of accomplishments that you aren't even counting. And if you start doing that, even for a week, you will start to see by the end of a week, oh my gosh, I am doing a lot to build my business. And so your whole, I'm not doing enough, I feel guilty, I'm letting people down story is completely bogus, right? Totally bogus. But we just don't count things. We don't count things as being valuable. Okay. Third thing, when I'm going to go back to my direct sales days because all of my great time management tips started in those days. So back in those days, people would come on my team and they would say to me, okay, well, I work a full-time job, but I'm going to work this new business from a Monday from 5 until 9 at night. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to work from 5 till 7 p.m. And then Wednesday, I'm going to take, every Wednesday off at 3 so that I can work from 3 until 10 p.m. And they would give me this whole list of hours that they were going to work to build their new side hustle, their new side business. And I would always tell them the same thing. I would say, please don't schedule that many hours. Do this instead. Schedule 30 minutes a day and commit and say, I'm going to work my business 30 minutes a day. I commit to it. You might consider 50 minutes a day, and that's it. At the end of your 30-minute time period or your end of your 50-minute time period, and I'm not kidding, set a timer. Do it. Remember, we said front stack your day. So start your day, front stack your day. You've got your little list of important things to do. What are the things that I have to do to feel good? Like, what am I feeling bad about? Set your timer for 30 minutes or 50 minutes. And that little ticker starts going tick, tick, tick backwards. And you go, okay, I'm gonna get going now. I'm gonna do those things. And obviously you've heard me say enough on this channel, get yourself fired up before you start working and you're gonna get in that flow. So if you get yourself fired up and are like, okay, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna set my timer. I'm only working 30 minutes a day. I'm only working 50 minutes a day. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm fired up. I'm fired up. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. And you are jumping up and down for 60 seconds to 120 seconds. And then you sit down and you watch that timer go tick. You will get so much done in that 30 to 50 minutes. And when the timer goes off, get up and walk around, and you will get even more done in the 10 minutes or more, whatever you decide, that you take a break, because the real ideas come in the 10 minutes or 50 minutes or 100 minutes or 1,000 minutes or whatever it is after the timer goes off. Your brain's relaxed. You just had a good session. And now the ideas start to flow and you get a brilliant idea for what to do next, right? So if you use this method and you front stack it if you can. And so when I say front stack, if you're getting up at 6 and 7 and you're going to a day job and you're working from 8 until 5, whenever you sit down for your work day, for your side hustle, then set your timer for 30 minutes and do your 30 minutes. Do your 30 minutes of money-making activities, of the stuff that like, if I do these things, I'll feel good. And if you do that every day, by the end of the week, Monday through Friday, you're going to have worked 2.5 hours, but you're going to have done the things that really make you feel like you're doing the most important things. Most of us have had the experience where we've been on a holiday or we've been away somewhere, or we've been at a convention, and we still kind of have to, check in on our team or check in on something. And so we go and we check our email and we do a few things and it takes 10 minutes and we go, you know what? I just worked my whole business in 10 minutes. Because the reality is, when you've got 8 hours to work your business, you're going to spend 8 hours. You're going to spend 8 hours checking to see if anybody commented on your last post and refreshing your email and reading something that is nothing you're going to implement for 4 or 5 years from now, right? So we just are lazy with our time. So know that you can just work 30 to 50 minutes and get so much done and build a business and move forward. I live by this today. I very seldom do more than 2 50-minute sessions in a day, because if you focus like that, you get more done and you have more fun. You got more of a life too. Now that I've said all of these things, we're talking about really focusing on money-making activities, the things that make you money. We're focusing on tangible time management things. I want to give you the real advice. Are you ready for the real advice? The real advice is that getting stuff done isn't so much about time management. It's about energy management. If you are a brain trainer, and I know you are because you're here and you're listening to this, then you know that brain trainers get things done not necessarily by doing, but by thinking. What? What do you mean? If you work for 8 hours and do a bunch of stuff and tell a story in your brain of like, I'm working so hard and I'm doing so much and nothing's working, you're not going to build your business. But you could take off that 8 hours and feel bad about it. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything. At the end of the day, nothing seems to get done. Let me see what we say. The day immediately gets so busy, it seems like it's over before I get started. Feel bad, feel bad, feel bad. You're not going to get a result, right? So it doesn't matter what you do or don't do. So it's not what you do or don't do. It's what you do or don't think that is making you money. It's not what we do or don't do. It's what we think about what we do or don't do. It's not what you do or don't do. It's what you do or don't think. When you are thinking the thoughts that this is working, I love my system, I'm getting stuff done in the perfect timing, my business builds, I don't even know how I'm doing it. When you're telling that story that money is flowing to me, you can even take the story you're telling here. You're saying, every day my days get so busy and it seems like it's over before it gets started, but I'm making money anyway, but it's building anyway. That word but is a power word in the English language, in every language. I just don't know all the other languages. The word but, it tells your brain not to listen to anything that came before the word but, and instead only listen to what comes after it, right? So when you tell the story that my business is building, not from my action, my business is building because I feel good. My business is building because I allow myself space to get ideas. My business is building, and you can insert any habit you want here. I started that 30-minute a day thing, and now my business has exploded. Your brain is your best friend, and your brain wants you to be successful. It wants to support you. And it's just waiting for you to steer the ship, waiting for you to tell it, what do you want me to match, Dana? I'm your reticular activating system. I'm a little matchmaker that's looking for everything you need in any given moment. Your reticular activating system is like an algorithm. If you go and search for something on Google or search for something on YouTube, you will start to see feeds everywhere you go. They follow you around the internet of the thing that you searched for. Your brain is like that. Your reticular activating system will find everything you need, but you have to feed it the good information to get that algorithm going. You have to feed it the information so that it will show you the results that you're looking for. So the tips that I gave earlier, these are solid and they work. But here's the truth with a capital T. What's really building your business is not any of those time management things. What's really building your business is the way you think and the way you talk about your time and the way you talk about your day. Become an energy manager, become an emotional manager. When you think the thoughts that generate the positive emotions, that generate the positive expectation, when you think the thoughts that help you to feel secure and stable and successful and like you're gaining positive emotional momentum, that's when you get the results. And it doesn't take super long. If you put a little bit of intentional thinking into your brain, do a little bit of intentional proactive thinking in your brain, you're going to start to see the shift in 3 days. 72 hours, the reticular activating system kicks in and you start to see evidence that it's working. So I'm not saying that these tips aren't useful because I use them myself. I sit down, I do 30 to 50-minute work sessions. I front stack my day so that I can take the rest of the day off. I mean, I do these things as well. And they're certainly useful. And you'll probably find many, many more as you go out and study all of the performance coaching type of tips. Those are all good tips. But the number one tip and the only thing that's making you money is the way you think. So I just had to throw that in, of course, because it's all about brain training, right? So start right now. Start telling that little story. And the story goes, I like this idea. I like this idea that it's about energy management rather than time management. I like the idea that I can think different thoughts and feel the shift. I like playing with words and playing with different thoughts to feel the emotional shift in my body. It feels so good to get good at brain training. I like playing with words and seeing how I feel. I like the idea that I can get more done in less time when I'm leveraging my energy and getting myself fired up and feeling good and moving forward from that feel good place. And I do know that when I feel good, I show up and get better results. When I feel good, I get into the flow and I get more done. I do know that when I feel good, I show up in the world as my best self and I connect with people better and I engage with people better and they like me better and I like them better and I attract my ideal client and it's all so much easier from a feel good place. I like knowing that my brain is an algorithm and that when I put in good information, it starts to follow me everywhere. Wherever I go, I get back good information. I love being a brain trainer because it's the way to build a business the fun, light, and easy way. It feels so good to use my mind in this way and be present and active and happy in my own life. And without a doubt, you have totally got this. Have fun.